Welcome, good people, to the first episode of the channel How to Make a Full Song with No Music Skills. Today I'm going to show you how to make a full song in the style of reggaeton/Latin music. All of the loops that are used in the video you can download for free without having to give your email. For everything that I say, there are links in the description. If you'd like to get the rest of the loops for this style that are not used in this video and in this way to create completely different song, you can check out my Patreon and you can download them from there. Only the vocals you cannot download from here because I don't own the rights of them. But don't worry, you can download them from Splice.com, like I did. You will do it using free trial mode, so you don't have to pay anything. I will put names of the vocals in the description. Just type them down in the search bar in Splice.com and you will find them. And one last thing, there is absolutely no difference which DAW you will use to make this song, because we are going to work with audio loops and the drag and drop method. I strongly encourage you to practice what you see, because knowing without practice is not knowing, and learning without practice is not learning. Have musical fun. The first thing we're going to do is to create a new project. I'm going to use Logic Pro 10, but as we said, it absolutely doesn't matter which DAW you are using. So, select Logic Pro. Then, set the tempo to 90. That's very important. That's one of the most common tempos for reggaeton/Latin music. Then change the key signature to A and select minor. Click choose, select one audio track, and that's it. We're good to go. The next thing we're going to do is the structure of the song. Structure is like a plan for a house that you want to build. Without a plan, it would be very difficult to build this house. We're going to use one of the most common structures of a song in popular music. The parts of this structure are intro, where there is no vocals usually, verse 1 with vocals of course, chorus 1 with vocals, instrumental 1, no vocals, only instruments, then verse 2, the same melody like verse 1, chorus 2, the same melody like chorus 1, instrumental 2 again with no vocals, only instruments, then episode with vocals but they are different from the verse and chorus, and then we have chorus 3, the same vocals as the other choruses, and the last part is outro, which can contain vocals or not, or both. As you can see, all of the parts will be 8 bars long because it's much easier to follow and it's much easier to work with. And there we are. Now we're going to put these parts of our structure into our project in Logic. To do this in Logic, you go here, you click this button plus here next to marker, and there you go. You created your first marker, but it's very long. We have to cut it to 8 bars. So then rename it to intro, not instrument. Then color it like in red. It's very important to rename your markers and to color them. That's very important for the orientation, navigation in the project later. So our next parts are all 8 bars long, and that's why I'm going to copy this first marker, and then I'll rename it and call it verse 1. And color it in different color, for example, orange. Now I'm going to speed up the process because it's absolutely the same. And there we have it. All parts are in. So, let me explain the folders we're going to work with. The first folder is called Vocals. And this folder you cannot download from here because I don't have rights to give you these vocals, because I have downloaded them from Splice.com, you can do it too. Just type the names of the vocals in the search bar on Splice.com and you will find them. You will download them for free because you will use free trial, so don't worry about this. Next folder is free loops, and this is the folder you're going to get absolutely for free without having to give your email. These are all the loops we're going to use in this video. And next folder is all loops, where I have created much more extra loops for this style, reggaeton Latin music style. You can find a lot of chords, a lot of drums, fills, effects, melodies, everything, and you can create completely unique arrangements with this extra audio loops. These loops you can find on my Patreon page. Okay, so let's start with the vocals. In most common case, you need 3 types of vocals for each song. One for the verse, one for the chorus, and one for the episode. So I prepared beforehand, and I know that I will use this vocal for the verse. Because it is only 4 bars long, I'm going to copy this. Then I'm going to copy all of this, both of these audio loops under verse 2, because verse 2 will use the same. For the chorus, I have chosen this vocal, which I'm going to put on different track. Each audio loop I'm going to put on a different track. Again, this vocal is 4 bars. Báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento. It's very cool. I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to copy both of these audio regions under chorus 2 and one more time under chorus 3. For the episode, I have chosen this very good vocal here. I'm going to put it under episode. Very tender, very nice. But this vocal extends our episode part, so we're going to cut it like this. There you go. We have our vocals ready. Next thing we're going to do is the chords for our vocals. So the chords are here in this folder, free loops. So I know that the chords for our first verse is number 1, chords in blue, and I'll put them on another track, but exactly under verse 1, I copy them to fill the 8 bars, and then I copy them again under verse 2, because this is the same vocal as verse 1. So for the chorus, I have chosen chords red. Right? New track, copy this, copy all both of the loops under chorus 3, and copy them again under chorus 3. And for the episode, I will use chords red 4. And then again copy this. Let's see how this is sounding. Okay, this is the verse, chorus. Báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Let's do the episode. Very nice. They all sound very nice. So let me explain what the color mean. So when you see a color after audio loop, if you, for example, download my other folder, a lot of the instruments like basses, chords, and melodies, parts consist colors. That means that each color means a different chords. But remember, if you use, for example, chords blue for one part, let's say this is instrumental 1, all of the other instruments should be the same color. So one color for one part. That's very important. Otherwise, this part will sound very off. You can choose different number. For example, the first number doesn't really matter, but the color should be the same. So if I choose, like I said, chords blue 1, and I need to add a bass, I want to add like bass number 7, I will add bass number 7 in blue. Okay, let's continue with our arrangement. So, let's start with the intro. In the intro, I would like to have the chords that I have under verse 1. That way, it will be a very smooth transition between this instrumental part, which is the intro, and verse 1. Then I would add kick number 28, new track, because this is a new loop. Then I will add claps number 2, but they will start probably from the 4th bar. Let's make it more interesting. For example, like this. And then I will add shaker 5. No, shaker 5, I will leave it for verse 1. So our intro is ready. It's sounding like this. Now, for the verse 1, I'm just going to copy my kick again, there, and I'm going to copy my claps as well. So, but I'm going to make them as they were, 8 bars long. I'm going to add a shaker, number 5. Oops, sorry. Shaker number 5. Then I'm going to add a tambourine, which is number 9. But exactly like the claps here, we're going to cut it and it will start at the 4th bar. And then we're going to add a fill. Fill is, in this case, a percussion instrument, and it will start at the last bar of the verse 1. And then the last thing is cymbal full, which is again start on the last bar. And don't worry that it will continue into the chorus. Now let's hear our verse 1. And don't worry about the mix. Don't worry about the volume of each track, because now we're doing only the music. For the next part, chorus 1, I'm going to copy actually everything. So kick, claps, shaker. I'm going to copy the tambourine, tended to 8 bars as it were originally. And I'm going to copy this fill many times to fill this part of the chorus 1. I'm going to add also this bass number 6 red. As you can see, it's red. No matter the number, the color should be the same as the chords, so to sound in a good way, like together, right? So the next thing I'm going to add is snare, very important for this type of music, snare number 32. Then I'm going to add an effect that is like a wind, and it will start at the 2nd bar of this part, chorus 1. So it sounds like this. Bailalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo, como bailalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo, como bailalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo, como bailalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Okay, guys, for the instrumental one, we actually are going to copy almost everything. So without the vocals, so chords, kick, shaker, tambourine, bass, also the snare, and also this wind effect, we're going to copy them exactly under instrumental 1, and we're going to add just one instrument, which is marimba red. Let's hear now how it sounds. Now for the verse 2, we're going to copy only the claps. Then we're going to copy the kick as well, but we're going to remove the first 4 bars from it. Then we're going to add a new loop, which is this part here, blue. Again, blue like the chords. The chords are in blue. Then we have, let's just lower its volume because it's too loud. Then we will add a snare, different snare number 1, but just as the kick, the first 4 bars will be without the snare. And then we're going to add from this cymbal effect. Actually, we're going to put it on the last bar of the instrumental. So there is our verse 2. Okay, let's continue with chorus number 2. So for this one, I will copy the kick number 28, make it 8 bars. I will copy also the snare that we used in the previous part, make it 8 bars. I would copy the tambourine from the, where was it? From the instrumental. Yes, I'd like to use that here. Then I would copy all the fills, and just like they started before, they started on the last bar of the previous part. So we're going to do the same. We take one of this and copy it into the last bar of the previous part. Then we're going to copy the wind. Again, we're going to move it onto the second bar of the new part. Then we're going to add bass, new bass red, number 5, copied it twice. We're going to add also a pad, but this time the pad should be red. This is very important. We're going to lower its volume for now. As I said, the mix is not important now. We're doing the music. Then we're going to add another clap. This clap is number 14. And I think that's it. That's enough. Oh, no, I'm going to add a kick 17 to make the other kick more powerful, but this one will just be with much less volume than the previous one. So now let's hear our result. Bailalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo, como bailalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo, como bailalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo, como bailalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo, como. Okay, now let's do our instrumental number 2. It's a very easy part because we're going to copy almost everything under the vocals in chorus 2. So you can lasso them like this and then copy them here. But let's hear it. Something is missing. And this something is called melody. And I'm going to add this melody here, which is in color red, as you can see from the name. The same color as the chords, the bass, and everything. let's continue with the episode. For the episode, I'm going to add a new shaker, and this shaker is number 8. Let's put it exactly under episode. All right. Um, I'm going to also add a clap, different clap, number 16, but this clap will start from the 5th bar. So the first 4, you cut them off. And then I'm going to add another clap, which is a clap number 8. But this one will start on the 6th, bar. I am going to copy the kick, but the kick will start also on the 4th. So everything put together sounds like this. Now we're going to do our chorus 3, but this time we're going to do something different. We're going to extend our chorus with 8 bars, so I'm going to first move outro with 8 bars to the right, and then I'm going to copy our chorus 3. But I will rename this like chorus 3.1. So this is the repetition of this, of the first repetition, right? So we're going to first copy the vocals, then move the chords to the right, not copy them, just move them. We will start without this guitars, this chords, then copy the main kick. Oops, see what I did? I didn't copy it, I just moved it. So kick 28, then we have kick 17 again, which would play together with the main kick. Then we have snare. We will add a new snare. That's number 27. Number 27. Then we're going to copy claps number 16. We're going to copy claps number 4. Then we're going to add a part, but a different one. So we're going to add this part, which is from the high one. But again, the color is the same as the chord. So red part, red chords, red bass. This reminds me to copy the bass if I can find it. So it's here. But again, the bass will start from the 5th bar, just like the pad. I forgot to mention this. Then we have fills. Where are the fills? Copy all of the fills. Copy all of the fills here under chorus 3. Copy the wind again on the 2nd bar. Then we have, maybe we have everything into place. Yes, let's hear the first part of our chorus 3.
Báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Como báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Como báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Como báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Como
You see what we are heading to? So we are going to put all of the instruments in the 2nd repetition. So that is kind of achieving the highest point of the song. All right, for the repetition of our chorus 3, we'll basically copy absolutely everything that is below the vocals. Copied it, but we will add a little bit more to this chorus, like these shakers, for example, this shaker and this tambourine. Command C to copy this, and then go here. Command V to copy it again. but it wasn't on the right place. And we're going to add something a little bit strange. This vocal here from the episode, we're going to put it there. Then the last thing we're going to add to this chorus 3.1 is a clap, and this is clap 14. So let's hear it now. Let's hear it.
Báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo.
So, for our last part, the outro, we just copy everything except of the main vocal. Even the vocal that is in the episode will play again. And then I noticed a mistake that I made, and this is that I didn't copy the bass twice because the bass is like 4 bars long. You cannot extend it. So put it like this. And then a very cool trick. I'm sure that each DAW can do that. And this is to add a fade out to all loops for like the end of the song. In Logic, you press T, then press A, and drag from the right to the left. Then do this with all of the instruments. You can do it to the middle of the loops. You can do it only in the end. We'll do this with this bass, do it with this kick, with the claps, with the snare, the pad, and with the claps. So let's see. Our music for our song is basically done. But we need to do a bit of organization work because right now it's not clear what is going on. So everything looks exactly the same, which is not good if you want to navigate faster and to edit faster. So we are going to change the names first of our tracks, then we're going to change the color of them, and then we're going to change their icons. I will show you the first two, and then I'm going to show you the finished result. So one more thing, you can actually move audio tracks in order to make, for example, all percussive instruments one under another, all melodies tracks one under another, all effects tracks one under another, all chord tracks like they are right now, one under another. So the first, I will call it vocal verse. You can call them whatever you want as long as you know what it is. So vocal chorus is the second one. Then I'm going to change the color of them with this color. I'm going to change also the icon. These are female singer, I believe, and these are more male singers for the chorus. So then we're going to color also our regions. And that's it. The rest you have to do by yourself, but the finished result is this. So you see how much clearer is this. Vocals are here, then you have chords, guitars, then you have all percussive instruments, one under another. You have basses, effects, melodies, and pads. So much clearer project. And this project, actually you can start edit and mix with no problem with navigation. That's basically it, people, for today's video. I'd like to say a few words before I play for you the finished result. First of all, I did a little bit of mixing, and second of all, I strongly encourage you to practice what you saw today, to play with them loops, replace them, switch them, remove them, add even more loops. Do whatever you want until you like what you hear. That's very important because that is how you will learn. Experiment with the mix as well. Which of the tracks you'd like to hear louder and which quieter, it's up to you. Practice and experiment. If you want to experiment even more, you can download my All Loops folder on my Patreon page because there are like much more loops that I've created for this style. These loops that you saw today are like 10% or even less of all loops. By using all loops, you can make completely different song from this one that you just saw. I hope I will see you in the next one. Have musical fun.
Indele divunaro asmanaki, 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 indele divunaro asmanaki.
Báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Como báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Como báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Como báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Como
indele divunaro asmanaki, 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 indele divunaro asmanaki.
Báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Como báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Como báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Como báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Como siento yo. Como báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Como báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Como báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Como báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Como báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Como báilalo, gózalo, como lo canto y lo siento yo. Como